Hello pandas and other trash enthusiasts, and welcome back to the shop. This is kind of a part 2, a follow-up to the previous dumpster diving one, where we found a trashed 5G tower. This here is the internet antenna, and this is the transponder or whatever. It's the heavy brick that sends all the information to the antenna to send out. And if you've ever wanted to know what these things are made of, well, you're in the right place, because today we're scrapping this 5G tower to see what's inside. Will there be gold or copper? I hope so, because right now it looks like a lot of plastic, but I want to find out. So let's have a look. Now, as with all such things, we're going to start with undoing a lot of screws. A lot of screws. So many screws. We are going to save the screws, though, because the weight adds up and a lot of them are stainless steel. Taking these apart, there's a few nice pieces of aluminum. And with a bit of encouragement, we've separated the mounting brackets into a few pieces of prepared steel and some stainless steel. And a nice handful of clean aluminum pieces. I admit I've never used these connectors before, but after a little bit of struggling, I eventually learned they were quick disconnects. So that was easy. Those will be dirty brass. The fiberglass shell is glued on, but a bit of coaxing and we'll get that off and see what's inside. Turns out, it's aluminum and plastic. And screws. So this back shell is actually a nice piece of aluminum. There's some good weight there. And quite a mess of wire, but if we look really close, this is not high quality wire. It's actually pretty similar to coaxial. If we look closely, we can see the woven shielding and the inner core are both tinned copper, so we will get a price for them at the scrapyard, albeit not a very good one. And with that done, we can remove the final few interesting pieces. And the rest of this is going in as dirty aluminum. It would be possible to remove the plastic, but it wouldn't make it economic sense. So let's take the interesting pieces over to the bench. Starting with this one. This piece is aluminum, but it's got a circuit board buried inside. The board is held in by a few solder points, but it's pretty difficult to remove those, so this is also going in as dirty aluminum. Now this piece is actually really similar, just larger. But we have better access to the solder points, so we can snip the leads, pull out the wires, and then with a screwdriver it was easy to tear the solder points along with the traces clean off the board, and the board was then easy to slide out. There's not much interesting going on here, and if we scrape away some of the solder mask, we can see it's just copper underneath, no valuable components, but it can go in a circuit board pile if you have one. So there's 2 in each of these, and I did clean them all up. This interface panel is just plastic, but it does have these nice pieces of dirty brass on it. There's also a shielded board behind it. The housing for that is aluminum, but the board isn't very interesting. I gave it a try, but we're skipping it. Now, I don't really know what this piece is, but it's a mix of aluminum and plastic. And then there's this motor housing. There's actually some pretty nice gold-plated pins. I don't usually bother with gold-plated pins, but I do have a collection when they stand out. And these ones look pretty good. The rest of this, we've got a piece of clean aluminum, an unremarkable board with a few MLCCs, and the rest of it is a zinc aluminum alloy, so dirty aluminum pile. And we've already got a few decent piles. This piece, however, this is heavy, and I want to see what's in it. More screws, obviously. Thankfully, some editing magic will save us some time here. At this point, you know the drill. Now, what golden treasures does this contain? Zinc aluminum alloy, dirty aluminum, and yes, my curiosity got a hold of me. We put the time in. And underneath that, well, it's really cool looking, but on closer inspection, these are not copper. They're made out of aluminum. Little aluminum mushrooms. And this board, though. Seriously, this board. This is probably the most gold plating I've ever seen, and it's thick. I would guess at least 8, maybe 16 layer board. Very advanced, very expensive. Probably has gold plating on every layer. And on the other side here, we find our copper. So there we have a clean piece of aluminum and some really nice chunks of copper. Nice enough that I'm going to do the other side. Now, let's get some totals. I'm using a strong magnet to dig through all of these bolts to make sure I pull out anything that may not be stainless steel. Being magnetic doesn't mean it's not stainless steel, but I don't want to have that argument over a couple bolts. Now, first prepared steel. And all the dirty aluminum. Yes, I am bringing that thing in as dirty aluminum. It's not worth the time. Here's the clean aluminum, though. That's a decent pile, too. And let's check those bolts. 1.5 kilos just on bolts. See? Worth doing. All that dirty brass. All that low-grade wire. And those nice slabs of copper. More than I thought there was going to be. I'll just weigh these in the background, but I'm not going to add them to the total because I don't get paid for them. So, that's a bigger total than I was expecting. That's really not bad. And that's how much you can expect to make scrapping a 5G tower. Now keep in mind, this is mostly just for fun. I don't expect a whole lot of people to be out there recycling this sort of material. But if I find more, I think I'll probably just remove the fiberglass shell from around the antenna to bring it from aluminum breakage price to dirty aluminum and then bring the rest in the way it is, because there's nothing exciting to find in there. The transponder, or whatever it's called, on the other hand, that was actually kind of cool. This is a good chunk of weight of copper right here. High quality stuff. And these look like some pretty incredible boards for gold recovery. I haven't started in on gold recovery yet, but I think these are probably pretty good bits to have in the heap. Now, I only have a really small collection of stuff like this because I don't think there's a whole lot of value there, what you get out of your time, you know, that sort of thing. But this is some pretty high quality stuff to add to that collection. I'd probably get a good price if I had something like boardstore.com. So if you're in an area that does get a good price for circuit boards, maybe maybe they're worth even more to you. Either way, thanks for joining me. This was fun, and it's always fun to have you here. You all have a scrappy holidays, and I'll see you on the next one. Leave it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.